me. So in other words, I need to lead me first. When you lead yourself first and you have a standard and expectation for yourself, about yourself, that is what your spouse, your partner will experience. They experience you, what you set for yourself as an expectation. Scripturally, Jesus said it like this: love your neighbor as who? Yourself. What expectations do you have for yourself? What standards do you have for yourself? Are you living up to those standards? Because if you're not living up to those standards, we want to make sure we don't go into a relationship and we have standards for ourselves that we're not living up to, because all that's going to do is hurt that person, cripple our relationship, hurt our reputation, and most of all, keep us in a stagnant state of inoperative movement in terms of relationships. So if I have an expectation for myself to speak the truth to myself at all times, okay, we're going to do that. Jimmy, you shouldn't have that ice cream at 10 o'clock at night. I need you to do a little bit more work in the gym today. Jimmy, you do not holler at your spouse. You do not yell at anyone. You don't have a right to do that because you didn't make them. That's not yours. You don't own them. Your wife is in a relationship with you. So this is me, my self-standard, my self-expectation. So I want to encourage you to understand your expectations upon yourself is everything. Do you have an expectation on how you want to look? Is there a limit to your waistline? Real talk. If you don't have an expectation, you will allow all these things to come into your life. That's why it's so important. Do you have an expectation about how you spend money? So important. Do you have an expectation about budgeting? Do you have an expectation about spending, investing? What is your expectation of yourself? Do you come to the table pleasing you first? That's the key. Because if you're not pleasing yourself, guess what? You're going to project your frustration, your inward frustration, your inward discontentment about yourself onto your partner. And then you'll verbally assault them simply because you are dealing with you. You're not happy with you. So instead of you processing what you feel, you project your pain onto them. Which segue into my next point. Point number 4 is practice processing your emotions. Can't say enough about this. Practice processing your emotions. When you practice processing what you feel, you're able to clearly articulate your emotional experiences to your partner. So, give you an example. If you have a spouse or partner that's always yelling and hollering, it's because they're not processing what they're experiencing. They are feeling frustration, they're feeling angry, and they're not identifying where it's coming from. So when I have frustration and anger and I'm upset, that feeling I have, I'm going to project it. I'm going to throw it onto my partner, and they're going to feel the pain of my inward frustration. That happens when we don't process our own emotional experiences. And the more we do this, the more we cripple and hurt our partner and our relationship. And if you're in a relationship and you're not processing your emotions and your experiences and your feelings, what's happening is you are taking your inward frustration, your unprocessed feelings, and you're projecting that onto your partner. And your partner, over time, moves away from you emotionally. They disconnect because their emotions are telling them you are unsafe. You are unpleasant. You are hurtful. So when we realize that we have to understand that all of this anger, frustration, upsetting that we're projecting onto a partner is because we're not self-reflecting, which is point number 5. Learn the practice of self-reflecting. What are you feeling like and why you're feeling that way? Are you actually making progress with you, or are we stagnant? The best and most effective way to do this, guys, is getting your thoughts on paper in a journal. Journal your thoughts. Process your own emotional experiences and reflect to see if you're doing well. And if you're not, lay it on yourself, man. Put yourself on punishment. Put yourself on, in the corner for timeout. Get it together. In other words, understand you have to be accountable to yourself first. So when I am processing and I am reflecting, I can have a clear understanding of what I need to work on, what I'm actually good at. So when I'm entering this new relationship, I can be clear to my partner, to my fiance, my spouse, my boo, whoever you calling them. I can be clear in communicating with them what my needs are emotionally. And as men, this is critical. Listen, it took me years to learn this. Years to learn. I am me. I am the problem with me. If I have a problem with me, my spouse won't have a problem with me, because I haven't processed what I'm feeling, my discontentment, my frustration, my whatever. This is all on you. How are you experiencing you? That is what your partner or your spouse experiences. Listen, guys, I have courses listed in the bio below. If you feel this content is valuable, please like, share, and subscribe. 2023, we are giving content out weekly on relationships, on marriages, on family values, etc., because I know this is a big emotional and informational gap that we have in society. So please like, subscribe, again, get access to my courses. If you want to work with me personally, you can. There's a link in this description in the play notes for you to actually come on board, do a 15-minute consult with me where I kind of hear your challenges, hear your problems, work with you and your partner to help you have an emotional experience, to have a relationship that you actually desire. Understand some of these things we talked about already, but don't be a stranger to the actual feed. If you have any questions, you can comment in the chat below. I will be glad to help you and your partner out. Talk soon, guys.